Welcome back, YouTube. So today we had a really interesting day. We had a big sell-off prior to the meeting, and then we had a rally, which pretty much across the board restored a lot of the gains that we technically were in threat of losing or closing down. So we really just recovered. Tesla had a big sell-off after the recall of the 2 million vehicles. SPY had a big sell-off and then recovered. Tesla recovered as well. Doge that you see here, we literally came down, which is what we talked about yesterday, came down to the 14 and closed literally back up in the zone now. We're starting a new candle, which is perfect. This is literally what we talked about. Bitcoin did the same thing. Let's see. And then we're going to talk about why this happened. Bitcoin did the same thing, used the 14-day, which is what we talked about. Everything is going literally what we literally just kind of what we expected, which is great. And this really just kind of sets the floor for us to build out these zones. So what happened today was the Fed pretty much penciled in rate cuts for 2024 and pretty much gave a nod saying that rate hikes are over. So overall, what does this mean? The rate cuts. It means that there's pretty much going to be cheaper money, right? Interest rates are going to come down. They believe the data is showing that inflation has eased over the last year, and the money, the cost of borrow, and things like that are going to come down. So that means cheaper interest rates on homes. That means cheaper credit card rates, cheaper rates to buy cars. It overall just means that it's going to be a little cheaper to borrow money, and hopefully this incentivizes people that are willing to take on debt, which is kind of keeps our currency flowing. That's what kind of keeps the economy going. So this is really just really good news overall for the market, because this is going to coupled with the news of the inflation, this is ultimately going to be more money in everyone's pocket compared to what it is now with the higher interest rates. So the market really liked this, and even priced in. It's looking like it's being considered that there may even be a 1.5 cut next year, which is even more aggressive than the initial kind of like some of the talks were saying. Okay, what are they going to do? Maybe 4 cuts or something like that, and they're pricing in maybe 5 or 6 for next year, which is going to be really aggressive, but really good overall for the market. So this is what it means to kind of have like a pivot party and just say that, okay, well, there's a lot of money that's going to come into the stock market, come into the markets for next year. And the one thing about it, if you think about it, election year, this is not abnormal. This typically happens in election year. You'll have a bunch of money coming to the market, especially for crypto and stuff like that. We have the ETF coming up. We have the Bitcoin halving. This is all just kind of coming together like it's fitting together like a puzzle. And for those of us that have been taking positions and stuff like that, 2024 is shaping up to be a really good year. This is you can call it like a Fed Christmas present. Powell, you can call him Santa Claus or something like that. He's coming through, bringing the gifts that's going to really just bless a lot of people in the markets for next year. So, and even now, so even like there's potential sell-offs, or the fear that was kind of coming for what would happen with the meetings and stuff like that, that's kind of been alleviated, and we're going to be able to kind of see and fill out these zones here and possibly have a continuation of these trends relatively soon here. So with that capital coming into the market, so this is all really, really positive news here, especially with not breaking the trend. The 14-day is still holding up on pretty much all of the coins here, and we're possibly going to see that flattening that we talked about and build out this zone here until we have that next liquidity pool and just go back up into this zone here. But it's really good that it was able to, even with the rally from the information today, it was able to close back up in this zone here and got that rejection, excuse me, and literally use the 14-day, which is what we talked about, right? And even if you take a look here, let's go to Tesla, for example. It'll help if I go to stocks. So you'll see here how much you got a rejection. Almost went down to the 200 today, but literally closed back up. The rally just kind of set everything up. The day came out, the recall, everything was just laid out perfectly to have this like recovery here for Tesla. So this worked out really well, especially if you were able to grab some of those cheap options on Tesla and go long. You got paid today. That's pretty much what happened overall. If you take a look here at SPY just went to the heavens here. This is you're threatening breaking like an all-time high on a tear here, that threatening to break an all-time high. I even have to adjust these numbers here because it's even above the extremes on Fib. So this is on the previous levels where I had it Fib drawn out. So this is really, really great here. And you'll see this is what happens. You have the 14-day dip below the 200. Incredible buying opportunity here in October. And then you have the 14 cross the 200, obviously bullish. 14 cross the 72, obviously bullish. And then if you have this continuation here, you're going to see this flattening with the 14, which is great. Used it for support, kind of like all with the cryptos that we're using. This is an indicator with the market, and was able to rally from it. So this is all very bullish signs for the overall health of the market, the stock market, crypto market. It's all alluding to higher highs here. So this is shaping up to be a very prosperous 2024. So let's check shorts, as a matter of fact. I don't believe, let's see here. Shorts overall had a huge spike. Look at this here. They were trying to jump in front of that. And think about this. So even with this increase overall, look at this candle here. This is a pretty big difference compared. You can barely see those other candles here. I have to zoom in for you to kind of see those other candles to kind of put this into perspective. These shorts that kind of piled in here. And think about this. Doge still rose. That's the amount of capital here that you're talking about beating. What is this here? I think it was like 22. Yeah, we're talking about triple, quadruple from the days before, and Doge still rose. So this is that is a very good sign here compared to the amount of capital that flew into the market today. Let's see. Let's check BTC shorts. Yeah, Bitcoin shorts didn't even rally that much. Yeah, so Doge is the winner of the shorts on the day. That's for sure. So you can kind of expect that when there's trying to be bad news, or if it's looking like whenever there's a trend down, because I posted a picture, it went to like 9.2 or something like that, and shorts kind of jumped in there. It's like, oh, now it's our time. See, this is why. We'll see how long they're going to stay in those positions, because if this keeps trending up, it'll be fun to watch. So people, when they take short positions, it's kind of fun to watch them get wrecked. So Ethereum, same thing, riding that 14. Yeah, this is all looking very good for the U-turn here. Take one more look at BTC. This is looking like a great pivot party here. Yeah, so we can have a retest here up around the 44, 45 range. We can certainly close up on the day for yesterday, starting on our new candle. See where this closes. 14 days, still very on the steep incline. So nothing alarming here. Same thing, 14, very steep. We have the retest coming up. Yeah, so we're going to just wait. We are filling out these zones here. This is certainly great. Ideally, you can have a few more days here, kind of add some strength to these zones here. But overall, we close back into the level here, which puts 11 cent roughly in range. So ultimately, we'll just kind of see where these candles close. And just to make a point, I posted it on Twitter today. I was saying that I wasn't being mean, because I have a little over 30 emails that asking about, if it's going to go back down to like 6 cents or something like that, because we're trending down. So trying to time the market is very it's foolish, for one, and B, you technically, when it comes into averaging in and stuff like that, that's one of the basic principles for investing. And especially if you've been following the channel, we've been chugging along. I was saying that I even have some videos saying that if you were able to catch Doge in any of these ranges, it's so far since its initial run up, from the like 2020 time, you've been able to get a return 100% of the time, right? And that still remains true. And I know people will typically wait and they'll say, oh, okay, well, you know, it's going to get cheaper. It's going to get cheaper until we get something like this. And they'll say, oh, and that is now a great time to buy. When you are investing in an asset, the time to, again, not financial advice, but this is how I view things, right? So the time to buy is based off of your research and where you believe the asset can go, what your goal is, right? So if you believe something, let's say it's going to go to 20 cent, then you'll say, okay, this is 50% off from where I believe it's going to go, or what I believe the coin is worth, for example, right? So in that case, you have to decide, okay, is that a good enough investment? You can't get mad at the people who purchase down here and say, okay, well, we need it to go down here in order for me to purchase again. It was down here for roughly around 2 years, right? And when you have this capital flowing into the market, it's not, you're still, what you're doing right now for here is what you were trying to do down here, which is time the market and say, is it going to go down? This is going to put you in a forever state of analysis paralysis where you are consistently watching but not taking action, right? The people who purchased down here in this range at 12 cent, 11, 12, 13 cent, they're going to be up 100%. That is going to be a different climb from here to 20 cent. Doesn't necessarily mean that you need it to crash back down or hope that it goes back down and stuff like that. Everybody wants a good deal. I get it. But what you're going to do is, you'll be watching at 9 cents saying, okay, it's going to go back down. At 12 cent, okay, it's going to go back down. At 13 cents, it's going to go back down. And meanwhile, you're still missing out on those gains from 9 to 13 cent because if you'd have purchased at 9, you would still be able to get those gains. And it's really not just crypto. It's stocks. It's anything. Everybody wants to get a good deal, but you don't want to be in a situation where you're trying to time the market and you end up having FOMO and you're only buying green candles. And then, of course, when you buy, because you bought the green candle, it then sells off, has a consolidation period, and then you're upset and you're saying it's a scam and stuff like that. So just kind of keep that in mind and try and make sure that you are not necessarily just doing the research and getting the information, but also taking action, because having the information and the research is just going to make you knowledgeable, but it's not going to make you money. So you have to take action on that side as well. So that's my little rant for today. Let me know your comments and stuff about the Fed pivot, the Christmas rally in the comment section. I'll get with you guys and provide updates as we see them. Tomorrow, Friday, are certainly going to be interesting days on where those candles close. So we'll certainly be keeping an eye on that. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you guys for sharing the video. I'm glad you guys are finding value in the no fluff. Please continue to do so as we close in on 60,000 subscribers. We've grown very rapidly over the last month, so I appreciate you guys for that. I will continue the no fluff approach in giving you guys some of the macros and also making sure you guys have the information you need to make the best decisions possible. So with that, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.